Welcome to another week in the Wisdom Way reading project. Wisdom portion of the project is a very, very slow reading of the book of Proverbs, and we're going to slow it down even more this particular week, the 12th through the 18th, that's Saturday through Friday as always, and focus on only 6 verses, the first 6 verses of Proverbs chapter 5. It's really a unique section, chapter 5 in the book of Proverbs, so we want to slow down quite deliberately all the more on this text. If that's too intense, I'll give you an alternative. Continue to read again something of what we did this past week, a portion of chapter 4, starting with verse 19 through the end of verse 6 of chapter 5. That section all fits together very well. In the way portion of the project, that is a theme or topic that's mentioned in Proverbs, the subject that's under the spotlight this coming week is whether we're open or closed-minded. That is, whether we're really teachable or unteachable. This is a giant theme in the book of Proverbs, and each day's reading of these examples in Proverbs on this subject just barely scratches the surface, but it's a fair sampling of what's in there. And also, it's a huge subject throughout the rest of all the Bible as well. And the great variety in which we can see this topic mentioned is worthy to note. Take, for example, you remember when Rehoboam ascends to the kingship and he calls in the younger and the older counselors and gets advice as to what to do. The narrative seems to imply that he's already got his mind made up. Rehoboam is not open to counsel. His mind is closed. And so he's just looking for confirmation bias. Nothing but bad things comes as a result, you may recall. Or take, for example, when Apollos is preaching and teaching, but he has only limited knowledge of what Jesus is about, the story of the Christ. And so he's taken aside and privately taught the Lord more accurately. Is he going to be open to that? What results from that? You can read the narrative there in Acts and learn from it. Wonderful story. Colossians 3. It's talking about singing, a group of Christians singing. And what's going on there in their singing, at least in part, is it reveals whether they're open or closed-minded. Do you sing with that in mind? I want to be more teachable in this moment. Good things to think about. So much more elsewhere in Scripture, all the way through even one of the most unusual books in the Bible, the book of Revelation. Well, just a quick survey of some of the thoughts on teachability in Proverbs here. The book of Proverbs often emphasizes the way people react when they encounter something that's new to them. How will they respond? It's a good question. Sometimes it's extremely emotional, and Proverbs notes this. It also points out the consequences or the results of someone's encounter with new information or corrective information. What's going to happen as a result of their choices. This combination of reactions and results that's noted reveals things about who this person really is. You might say that everything a person is revolves around whether they're really teachable or not. Or to put it in the plainest of terms, as the book of Proverbs puts it, it reveals whether we're wise or foolish. Well, it also speaks of matters of how that we would be wise to reckon what we say before we say anything to someone else. In other words, we're paying attention to how other people react to counsel and advice. We're understanding whether they seem to be on a trajectory of teachability or if they've closed their mind and so they're not open to any kind of corrective. And that would shape how we speak and behave with them. Maybe the best thing we can do to help shape them is to dare to say something. Maybe the best thing we can do to help shape them is to remain silent. This is a part of the wisdom of the book of Proverbs on this subject of our own being open or closed-minded. It's not merely a matter between us and the Lord, but it mightily affects how we relate to others well. Think on these things. Look forward to the week's reading. Grace and peace be with us all.